Thanks for joining us for another edition of the Creek Catch-Up. We're talking all things Albion Park harness racing, and this Saturday night it officially kicks off the Racing Queensland Summer Carnival for 2023. Between now and Christmas time, we've got feature racing every Saturday night at the Creek. There's going to be a lot of good horses at Albion Park during that time, and it starts this Saturday night. Plenty of features highlighted by the Aqua Constructions Peak of the Creek and the Garrard's Be Good Johnny Sprint. Both races are excellent. The 4 heats on Tuesday for the Peak of the Creek, keenly contested, all running fast time, all 3-year-olds that were successful. So this final is going to be a ripper. But what about the Be Good Johnny Sprint? Queensland's best horse, arguably Australia's best horse, Leap to Fame. He's back in action, but he's got to overcome a really tricky draw, the inside of the second row at the mile. So this promises to be a real tactical battle on Saturday night. So it's going to be a cracking night, a little bit later than normal as far as the start time is concerned. We kick off at 6:08, our last race getting closer to midnight, but it's a really good card. So if you can stick around, take part of the action, you're going to be set for some great racing, no question about that. So we've got a lot to look forward to. We're less than a month away now until ID23. So November, it rolled in midweek. December 1, that's the first night of action for ID23. Our opening night will take place on a Friday night. We're going over the mile, paces, trotters. It's going to be a ripper, so we're not all that far away. So there's a lot to look forward to. Why not become a member here at Albion Park? Why not become a sponsor? Why not do both? Just contact the club. You can do it online. It's a very simple process, or give the club a call. There's plenty of people there at the office. They'll be able to help you out, point you in the right direction, but it's very easy and very rewarding if you want to become a member at Albion Park. And as I said, why not become a race day sponsor as well? And you can follow the Albion Park Harness Racing Club on all the social platforms as well. They're across all the platforms, so there's always plenty of news going out. So make sure you're following the Albion Park Harness Racing Club on the social media platforms. Speaking of the social media and the club, Darren Clayton's come on board and he's going to be getting around at most meetings at Albion Park, catching up with participants, hopefully steering us into a winner as well and bringing us all the very latest news as well. So Darren Clayton now part of the team at the Albion Park Harness Racing Club. So Saturday night, we've got 10 races. We kick off at 6:08. A lot to look forward to. Tab have come to the party as well because we've got a quaddie jackpot. So races 5, 6, 7 and 8. That's taking in most of the features there on Saturday night. It's a $20,000 start pool, projected pool, $100,000. So it's well worth playing when you're talking about that sort of money. So $20,000 start pool, projected pool, $100,000. Feature races, make sure you do the form and play the quaddie on Saturday night. We've got Leap to Fame going around. We've got the Peak of the Creek. Uptown Beach Girl, the best mare in Queensland. She resumes on Saturday night for Donnie and Maureen Smith. She looked good in a recent trial at Redcliffe. She's got to overcome a wide gate. So she's another really good horse that's facing a tough challenge first up here like Leap to Fame. But we know her class. We look forward to seeing her go around in the Queen of the Creek, the mares feature there on Saturday night. Just going back to last week, it was a bonanza for Queensland last Sunday. Down at Maryborough, the Victoria Trotters Derby. Just to give you some context here, this feature event was first staged back in 1914. Last Sunday at Maryborough, that was the first time a Queensland-trained trotter had qualified or contested this feature event. Not only did we have a run at qualify, we had the winner. Not as promised. Raced by Tony Vivas, who's based here in Brisbane, trained by Graham Dwyer, driven by Nathan Dawson. He went off at huge odds. I think at one point, 250 to 1 was on offer. He SP'd around 50 to 1. He was able to get the job done. There was no fluke about it as well. 3 wide to the breeze off a really poor draw. He came out on top. So he becomes the first Queenslander to win the Victoria Trotters Derby, and that is a time-honoured feature as far as that gate is concerned. And as far as his feature race rate is concerned, it's far from over. The Breeders' Crown is only weeks away, and connections have already reached out to New Zealand officials about the New Zealand Trotting Derby. So here we go. A Queensland-trained trotter is likely to go across to Christchurch and contest the New Zealand Trotting Derby on December 12. That's going to be a massive day there. They've got a lot of features on that day. But he is hoping that that trip can get off the ground because that will be something worth seeing. A Queensland-trained trotter taking on the likes of the All-Stars operation and Paul Nan, who's one of the greatest trainers of trotters of all time. So congratulations to the team. Job well done there. Last Sunday also, It was the big Super Sunday meeting at Menangle with their Breeders' Challenge race day. What about the Queensland-owned filly, Luxa Turner, the first filly, the first two-year-old to go sub-50? There was no fluke about that performance as well. She is a Learjet, this filly. 49.9 she stopped the clock at. Her season isn't over as well. She's got the Breeders' Crown coming up in Victoria as well. She'll have stiff opposition down there to deal with. Millwood Blair's Xena Rainbow from Queensland likely to head down, but Luxa Turner absolutely breathtaking there. Trained and driven by Ricky Elchin, Alf Laspina and family. So well done team there. Sky Blue, Group 1 place for Jason Carr-Keat, and Ironclad just behind them running fourth in that 2-year-old Colts and Geldings final. So congratulations to all concerned there that were competing at that big meeting. Speaking of ID23, Just Believe was at the trials earlier this week at Melton again. So he's looking for a title defence. He won the series last year in his home state. It's all roads leading to Brisbane. So the camp were happy with that trial earlier in the week. So that's good news. We're looking forward to that because that series is going to be a ripper. Queen Elita's heading this way, Just Believe, and then there's a number of other good trotters. So a lot to look forward to. Don't forget next Tuesday, it's Melbourne Cup Day. So there's no racing at Albion Park. Our next meeting will come up next Friday afternoon. And of course, we're back next Saturday night as well. That is all the news that we have for this week. We'll see you at the Creek on Saturday night. It's the first night of the Racing Queensland Summer Carnival.